Fox 16 following several breaking news stories this evening. We begin in Lincoln County.
We've been waiting a long, long time for this.
Arkansas scheduled to execute its fourth death row inmate in just a week.
It's heartbreaking because that's like my favorite person. She really like raised the kids.
And police investigating two shootings in Little Rock just miles and minutes apart. On Park Lane, a daycare worker shot and killed.
Imagine what they're going through. That's why we're working so hard.
And in Polk County, two bodies are found, and police are looking for two missing children. A lot of ground to cover tonight. We begin in Lincoln County, where the state's last scheduled execution for the month of April is on hold. Right now, state officials are waiting to hear from the U.S. Supreme Court if the go is given. Kenneth Williams would be the fourth inmate to be executed in the past week. Good evening, everyone. I'm Kevin Kelly. We have team coverage for you tonight. My co-anchor Donna Terrell, as you can see here in this picture, covering the execution as a media witness tonight. Jesse Tenor, Stephanie Sharp, and Mitch McCoy reporting on the execution procedures from the Cummins unit, and Marcy Manley keeping an eye on the U.S. Supreme Court. As I mentioned, we've got a lot of news to get to this evening, so let's get right to it. Fox 16's Jesse Tenor outside the Cummins unit, where everyone is waiting for directions one way or the other. Jesse.
Yeah, exactly, Kevin. As we've seen with the three other executions, it's been hurry up and wait. And so right now we're still waiting to hear on that SCOTUS decision, like you said. What we do know is that the media witnesses have not been moved. This white van behind me here is the van that they would be transported in. And we are hearing updates from Donna. She is still in the media room, which is behind me as well. We do know that Kenneth Williams is in that holding cell adjacent to the death chamber, but as far as we know, to this moment, he has not been moved from that. And of course, he has admitted to killing 4 people. The reason why he's on death row is for the murder of Cecil Boren, who lived just 4 miles down the road from here. When Williams escaped from this very unit, he just traveled that short distance and shot Boren several times. His family, Boren's family, is also here tonight, and I'm sure the waiting game has taken a toll on everyone. I want to send it back to Little Rock, though, Kevin, so we can hear from Marcy Manley to talk a little bit about this legal wrangling that's been going on and why we're still waiting. Yeah, legal wrangling is exactly what we're experiencing. Marcy Manley following the legal action as we speak. Right now, there's no stay in place, so why the holdup?
It's a courtesy at this point. The state is saying these actions are pending before the United States Supreme Court, so we are going to push pause voluntarily, allow the Supreme Court to review these pending matters before the high justices and allow a decision to come. Now, the state had indicated by the governor's spokesperson that they would give a reasonable amount of time. How long is reasonable is anyone's guess, but we've certainly seen the Supreme Court take a considerable amount of time in deciding what it will or won't do. In Don Davis's case, which was in the night of the first executions, the question was the Attorney General wanted the Supreme Court to overturn a stay of execution issued by the Arkansas Supreme Court. Now that decision, you were there that night, Kevin, I believe, and it was a late decision to come through. Yeah. But in essence, they allowed the stay to stand. In this case, you don't have a stay. You don't have any temporary order or anything blocking at this point his execution aside from this voluntary pause by the state. So how long will the Supreme Court take? How long will the state allow this courtesy pause to remain? We're getting all indications that we're simply waiting on a decision from the Supreme Court, is what the officials are telling us, both with ADC and with the governor's office. But at this point, there's no indication of when that could come. In the past hour or so, we received the filings of responses and replies, which come after that initial submission to the United States Supreme Court, but we don't have any indication of when those were actually filed. We just got them, in the past hour. So how long has the court had those to review? So a lot of questions, a lot still up in the air at this point, and we're now, 2 hours past the scheduled time. Yeah. So a lot remains to be seen. And just a reminder, it does take 5 justices on the United States Supreme Court to issue a stay of execution, whereas it would only take 4 to take up a case. So at this point, we're wondering if those 5 justices will decide that he is not intellectually able to face execution.
Keep us posted.
We will.
All right, Marcy, thanks. Well, of course, Kenneth Williams was convicted of killing at least 3 people. Nikki Hurd was just 19 years old. She was a student at the University of Arkansas at Pine Bluff when she was killed. Her mom, Vicki Williams, remembers her only biological daughter as someone who was full of life. Nikki was studying to be a doctor at UAPB when she and a friend were kidnapped, robbed, and then shot by Kenneth Williams. Her mother says she forgives Williams, but says she wonders if other tragedies could have been avoided if Williams had been sentenced to death in the first place for killing her daughter.
Kind of felt like if they would have given him that at first, maybe could have saved some more lives.
Nikki's family says they will not be at tonight's execution should it go on. They say they're ready to move forward while remembering their daughter. Want to head back out to the Cummins unit in Lincoln County. Fox 16's Jessie Tenor monitoring the situation there. But she was also at Williams's clemency hearings and joins us now to talk more about that, as well as give us some insight into Williams' criminal background. Jessie?
Yeah, so Kevin, I was fortunate enough to go to all of the clemency hearings, and that's when you really get a sense of both the victims' families and the inmates, since they usually talk. Well, for Kenneth Williams, he took up the entire hour that he was allotted to go back to his childhood all the way up until the very moment that he's been on death row for 17 years, and adding Bible verses in and out. He says that while the Cecil Boren's family has been waiting 18 years for justice, he has spent the past 17 years on death row, becoming an entirely different person than the one who pulled that trigger. He says that he is now ordained minister, Kenneth Williams. Well, here's what his victim's daughter had to say at the victim's clemency hearing.
My life as an adult has now been defined when Daddy was alive and after Daddy died.
In October 1999, Cecil Boren was shot multiple times at his home. 19-year-old Kenneth Williams pulled the trigger after escaping from the Cummins unit.
Kenneth Williams showed no remorse for the things he did to my father.
Williams then took off to Missouri in Boren's truck, where he killed another man in a traffic accident. Their deaths just 3 weeks after Williams received a life sentence for murdering UAPB cheerleader Dominique Nikki Hurd in 1998.
So many times we focus on those people and what their rights are and what they want and what they need. I don't care what he wants or needs anymore.
He was sentenced to death in 2000 for ending Boren's life. While behind bars, Williams claimed to have killed a 4th person, the same day he killed Nikki Hurd.
The prison was unleashing the devil's son-in-law.
In March, Williams told the parole board he used to feel nothing for his victims. But after he found God about a decade ago, he now calls himself the devil's ex-son-in-law. He claims he isn't the same person as the one holding that gun. He's now ordained minister Kenneth Williams.
Meeting my maker isn't something I have to fear or dread. I look forward to it.
After 17 years on death row, he awaits his fate in the same prison from which he escaped, a place right down the road from the Boren family's home.
I have come to the place in my life where I've forgiven him for what he did, but I will not forget.
And of course, we were right back here at the Cummins unit where this all started, while Williams waits in that holding cell right next to the death chamber, and his victim's family waits here for an answer too. Again, we'll continue to keep you updated, but Kevin, I'll send it back to you for now.
All right, Jessie, let us know if there's any movement anytime soon. Appreciate it. Kenneth Williams, by the way, did request communion for his last meal. He was also provided a regular tray for dinner consisting of 2 pieces of fried chicken, barbecue beans, sweet rice, corn, stew-seasoned tomatoes, 2 cinnamon rolls, cookies, 4 slices of bread, and punch. She also issued the following statement to a reporter at the Pine Bluff regarding his last words, and I'll kind of paraphrase some of this as we run through it for you. But he said, "I imagine I will once again apologize to the victims' family members. In addition to that, I doubt if you will be able to properly record my final words, because they will be spoken in my spiritual language, which according to him is in tongues." And he goes on to cite various chapters of the Bible, saying at the very end that God above and the state of Arkansas work to put my body to death beneath. Just kind of paraphrasing. So those are his final words there, as you can see. Just want to let you know that the Attorney General did send out a tweet just a moment ago saying, and I quote, she's continuing to wait on a decision from the Supreme Court of the United States. So like we've been saying all along, we are in a holding pattern and we are waiting to see if and when that will be issued. In the meantime, we want you to stay with us for our Arkansas execution coverage. It will continue the legal battles delaying Kenneth Williams' scheduled execution. Of course, we're going to keep you up to date on the latest developments after this break.
Son's mom called me, told me something tragic happened at the daycare. I need to come get my son.
And police investigating two shootings that took place tonight, just miles and minutes apart from each other. One of them happening at an in-home daycare, resulting in one person being killed. The latest on that coming up at 9:30.
You're watching Fox 16 News at 9 with Donna Terrell, Kevin Kelly, sports with Wes Moore, and Chief Meteorologist Jeff Baskin. This is Fox 16 News at 9.
Ferguson's is selling all stressless recliner floor samples at $500 to $1,000 off while they last. Over 100 stressless recliners included in this floor sample sale. But you better hurry. Ferguson's Furniture next to Walmart in Benton. Call and reserve yours now. Statewide delivery available.
Clio's spring cleaning event is going on now. Many items marked below dealer's cost. Floor models, one-of-a-kinds, and overstock have been reduced below dealer's cost during Clio's spring cleaning event. Hurry into Clio's today for the very best selection.
Plus, every vehicle comes with a 7-year, 100,000-mile powertrain warranty.
That's what Steve said.
You can see why we're the largest Toyota
That's what Steve
dealer.
said. That's what Steve said.
All right, if you will
That's
sign
what Steve
right
said.
here. And right here, please.
Shop your #1 Toyota dealer and proud President's Cabinet Award winner, Steve Landers Toyota, because
That's what Steve said.
It's obvious they were meant for each other. Always side by side, but never together. Forever trapped in the friend zone. Until finally, they got together at Taco Bell.
Check it out.
I'm talking about the taco and burrito. Double the seasoned beef, fresh lettuce and tomatoes, shredded cheese, and crunchy chips. The new loaded taco burrito, just $1.49, only at Taco Bell.
Professional and helpful, awesome experience, outstanding customer service. Those aren't our words, they're our customers. At Landers Chevrolet, give us an opportunity and we'll deliver the experience you deserve. Buy with confidence with our Landers Chevrolet promise, a price match guarantee, 3-day love it or leave it return policy, and 2 years complimentary maintenance. Right now, get the 2017 Chevrolet Silverado up to $15,000. Find new roads at LandersChevrolet.com, home of the Landers Chevrolet promise.
They woke up early this morning. She's woke this morning. He's working on his props this morning. She's earned her props this morning. There's a McDonald's for every morning.
Enjoy an Egg White Delight or Egg McMuffin. 2 sandwiches or 1 with the medium McCafe coffee, soft drink, or sweet tea for $3.
Buy your furniture below dealer's cost now during Clio's spring cleaning event. Mattresses, sofas, accessories, and much more have been reduced for immediate liquidation during Clio's spring cleaning event. For the very best selection, hurry into Clio's Furniture today.
Fox 16 News is sponsored by Baptist Health. Now, weather to plan your day with Fox 16 Chief Meteorologist Jeff Baskin.
Well, we're talking about a very active weather pattern as we go into the weekend. Most of tomorrow, though, is going to be dry. That's the good news. But as we go towards tomorrow evening, we're talking about an increasing threat of some rain and some thunderstorms, especially northern Arkansas, but that heavy rain threat for much of the rest of the state as we go through the rest of the weekend. In addition to that, a few strong to even severe storms possible as we go through the weekend with this system. Now, as we take a look at our flash flood watch that we now have in effect for much of central and north central Arkansas. Actually, that goes into effect tomorrow evening and goes through Sunday. But that flash flood watch will go into effect for tomorrow evening for most of central as well as northern Arkansas because of some heavy rainfall with this system. We're going to get a couple of rounds of some heavy rain, and it's going to be a slow moving system. So that's why we're expecting some locally very heavy rainfall amounts. Now, as we take a look at the satellite and radar tonight, mostly clear skies, a few clouds north. That's about it. The system that moved through yesterday, the front, now well to the east and much weaker. That system actually did produce some wind damage across Arkansas yesterday, and now 2 confirmed tornadoes across the state, one in northwest Arkansas and the other one in Yell County. But most of the damage yesterday was with the straight line winds. Now, here's the next system that we're already watching moving into the Plain States with some thunderstorms developing over parts of western Kansas. Out ahead of that system, the front that moved through yesterday, the tail end is right along the Gulf Coast, but it's beginning to retreat northward, and that's going to bring that warm Gulf of Mexico air right back over us and fuel that system. So as we take a look at temperatures across the state, right now it's pleasantly cool out. Temperatures in the upper 50s to lower 60s, kind of a nice evening out there. 57 around Searcy, 63 in Conway, 60 in Little Rock, 63 in Camden, 61 around Pine Bluff. Right now 60 degrees with mostly clear skies in Little Rock, winds light out of the southeast at 6 miles per hour. So let's time this all out for you as we go through tomorrow. The morning hours not too bad. A little bit of sunshine in the morning, but increasing clouds throughout the day. And as we get towards the afternoon hours, a couple of spotty showers beginning to develop across parts of central Arkansas along our advancing warm front, the leading edge of that warm, moist Gulf air. And as we get into the evening hours, thunderstorms begin to develop, especially near and north of I-40, some heavy rain and also the possibility of some briefly strong thunderstorms across north central Arkansas. A window of opportunity for some severe weather, especially north central Arkansas late tomorrow evening. Continuing rain and storms as we go through the overnight hours, especially north of the front, Friday night into early Saturday. So we're talking about a rather extended duration for the potential of heavy rain across northern Arkansas. But then we get the big wave of rain and storms to move through on Saturday as an area of low pressure begins to move along that front. Thunderstorms increase during the day on Saturday into the overnight hours through central Arkansas, and a slow moving system. It looks quite stormy for Saturday night. Even Sunday morning, some lingering showers and thunderstorms with our cold front across eastern Arkansas before they push east of the river by later in the day on Sunday. So really not a very nice weekend shaping up, although we will start to clear out by Sunday afternoon. Here's a look at this Storm Prediction Center severe outlook. Enhanced risk for strong to severe storms, mainly from Little Rock northward, near and north of I-40. The potential for some strong storms. We're talking about large hail, some gusty winds, and yes, there is going to be a window of opportunity for a tornado threat as well late tomorrow evening. Now, as we go into Saturday, mainly during the afternoon into the overnight hours, strong showers and thunderstorms, the possibility of severe weather across most of the state. Highest risk area, an enhanced risk from central into southwest Arkansas, where we get a little bit more heating in advance of that system. So for tomorrow, mostly clear, not quite as cool as it was this morning, but still pretty cool out there. Temperatures in the mid-50s, warming up into the 70s during the day. Most of the daylight hours will be dry, but showers start to increase by late afternoon into the evening with the greater threat of storms as we get towards later on during the evening hours, especially after dark. Thunderstorms on Saturday, highs in the low 80s, quite breezy out ahead of that area of rain and thunderstorms across central Arkansas. Sunday, the front moves on through, breezy and turning much cooler during the day on Sunday. Temperatures likely only getting up into the 60s and then dropping back into the 50s by later on during the day. And look at those temperatures by Monday morning, down to the mid 40s, warming back up to near 70 on Monday, although a bit breezy. This weekend is going to be very stormy out there. A couple opportunities for some severe weather, but overall, the rainfall threat may be the greatest because the potential for some fairly widespread flooding, especially across parts of northern Arkansas, some indications of up to or even exceeding 6 inches of rain in some spots, especially north and northwest. So be very careful if you are traveling around the state. over the weekend.
And as a result of that severe weather, our Victory Over Violence walk from Central High School to Centennial Park, originally scheduled for Saturday, we postponed that. We're going to push it back to May 20th. Joe, be aware of that just because there's just going to be too much rain. We obviously don't want anyone to get in any trouble or danger as a result of that.
Yeah,
So.
good idea to pay close attention to this weather. If you have weather radios, make sure you have them on and working for this weekend.
All right, Jeff, thanks. Coming up on Fox 16 News at 9, we are monitoring the situation that continues to unfold at the Cummins unit in Lincoln County. Will Kenneth Williams be executed, or will the United States Supreme Court interject at the last minute? It constantly is changing by the second and even by the minute. We'll take you there live when we come back to get the very latest.
It's the Lazy Boy Furniture Gallery's Markdown Madness event. Get unbelievable deals on floor samples, closeouts, one-of-a-kinds, and more. Plus special financing available. The Markdown Madness event. Don't miss it. Lazy Boy Furniture Galleries. Live life comfortably.
An amazing life inspires others. While Jason was looking to improve his, he did something greater. By including his wife, co-workers, and gym mates on his journey, he's lifting up the people that give him so much. And thanks to the physician-designed weight loss program at Baptist Health, it's the nearly 200 pounds he's lost that's helping him lead the way. Keep on lifting, keep on striding,
And keep on amazing.
Learn more about your Be Healthy weight loss options at baptist-health.com.
Over here. Over here.
What's happening?
That feeling, only better. Turbo. Standard in a 170 horsepower, fun to drive Volkswagen Passat.
Hurry in and lease this 2017 Passat S for just $189 a month. Visit VWDealer.com today.
I know what you're thinking. Who wants to eat that? This is what you really want. The new Cheesy Melt Taco from Taco Bueno. It's part of the new Bueno Buys menu. Pick any three for just $3. Go ahead. You know you want it. In fact, you want three. Try the new Bueno Buys menu at Taco Bueno because you deserve better than whatever the bell you've been eating.
Springtime is a great time for great deals at Landers Chrysler Dodge Jeep Ram in Benton.
That's right, Keith, and it's time for our annual spring clearance sales event. And with this great weather, why not get yourself into a new vehicle and enjoy the days ahead?
How about select light-duty Ram trucks up to 20% off? All Chrysler Pacificas up to $5,500 off. Enjoy the fresh air in a Jeep Wrangler up to $4,000 off.
Drive off with a great deal during the spring clearance sales event only at Landers Chrysler Dodge Jeep Ram in Benton.
It's the Lazy Boy Furniture Gallery's Markdown Madness event. Get unbelievable deals on floor samples, closeouts, one-of-a-kinds, and more. Plus special financing available. The Markdown Madness event. Don't miss it. Lazy Boy Furniture Galleries. Live life comfortably.
Had a great experience, very knowledgeable. The easiest car buying experience I ever had. Those aren't our words, they're our customers. At Landers Ford, give us an opportunity and we'll deliver the experience you deserve. Buy with confidence with our Landers Ford Promise. A price match guarantee, 3-day love it or leave it return policy, and 2 years complimentary maintenance. Right now, get thousands off all remaining 2016s in stock. Go further at LandersFord.com, home of the Landers Ford Promise.
Fox 16 News is sponsored by Mark McClarty Ford. You're watching Fox 16 News at 9. Covering Hot Springs, Bryant, Little Rock, and all of Central Arkansas.
Welcome back, everyone. We are waiting to get some type of indication or word from the Supreme Court of the United States as to whether or not the execution of Kenneth Williams will move forward or not. He was scheduled to be executed at 7 p.m. The time right now, 9:23. No stay's been issued, but we are waiting a decision from the U.S. Supreme Court. Some of the media representatives to witness the execution, if and when it happens, have been selected. One of the members, my very own co-anchor, Donna Terrell, she joins us live from inside the Cummins unit on the phone. And Donna, this is an interesting process, but one that you're familiar with, but now you're You're really in the trenches, so to speak.
Well, I'm on the other side, so to speak, because, you know, you and I, all of us, we've been covering these executions, and typically they go late into the night, and so we don't get a lot of information. Well, I'm in the media room, and yes, I've been selected as one of the media witnesses to this execution should it happen, but the same thing applies. I'm not getting any information. You know, we wait to be updated, and from time to time we see the governor's representative who comes in and tells us a few things. But we, even inside the media room and even as a potential witness, know very little. It's very reminiscent of what it's like when I'm just strictly reporting on this.
What was it like during the 7 o'clock hour when this execution was scheduled to take place? Was there any movement on your part, or were you just inside sitting and waiting as pretty much you've just described?
I was just inside sitting and waiting for the word on. I know at some point they will take us out of the media room and they'll put us on a van, and it was described to me actually through someone who works for the Associated Press where exactly we will go. It's obviously right here on the grounds, and it's just around the corner, but they load us up in a van and they'll take us there, and then we'll go inside this facility that's called the Execution Center, and you know, at some point we will be seated. I'm told that the media witnesses typically go in last. You know, you have citizen witnesses, and then you have media witnesses, and they try to make sure that the media witnesses don't talk to the citizen witnesses. And then I'm told once I get inside, it's just complete silence. And because you know how the courts go, we could be sitting there waiting for, you just don't know how long. You really don't know how long. You may be sitting in that room before they actually open the curtain to witness the execution.
I'm just monitoring my phone here to see if I can provide you. Let's see. It's just Mitch McCoy saying media witnesses such as yourself, Donna, selected to watch tonight's execution have been given their notepads and pen.
You know what? He beat me to the punch on that because he's exactly right. Now I came in here with my own notepad and 2 pens, but I can't use my own notepad. I have to use the notepad that they issue to me as well as the ink pen. I can't have my phone, so, you know, and I'm helpless without my phone. So, you know, I can't take any pictures. We do have a photographer who's here, and he's able to roll video of, you know, eventually there will be a press conference. He can do that. And he can roll video inside the media room. There was a point when the 3 media witnesses where we grouped together and we came up with a game plan as to how we want to actually cover this. You know, each of us have an area that we're going to watch specifically, even though we will see the whole thing. But, you know, the bottom line is it has to be done right. We have to make sure that the information that we disseminate to our viewers, and in their cases to their readers, is correct. And that's my job tonight. That is my main goal, is to make sure that what I witness, that I make sure that I tell it correctly. And also, Kevin, with sensitivity, because you know, you got many victims here. I mean, obviously, Kenneth Williams was convicted for several crimes. He's admitted to all 4 of them. But, you know, you have his family as well as the victims' families. So, you know, there has to be some compassion on both sides.
We've done our best back here in the studio, Donna, as you well know, explaining all stories involved with this situation. We're going to take a quick break. When we come back, we'll check in with Caitlin Reardon. She'll join us in the studio. We'll give you an update on a drive-by shooting that took place at an in-home daycare, resulting in 1 person's death. We'll be right back.
The Good Earth Garden Center is packed with quality materials, but the best part of us is you. We delight in connecting you with the right plants, with the best solutions, and some fun along the way. That's the Good Earth Great Experience. Our goal is your success. The Good Earth, let's get started today.
At Steve Landers Chrysler Dodge Jeep Ram, we believe that every Jeep tells a story. Some have more miles, more character, and maybe even more mud. but they all have one thing in common: the soul of a Jeep. And if you own one or strive to, that's just something you understand. We sure do. Shop the spring clearance event and start your story today at Steve Lander's Chrysler Dodge Jeep Ram. Above the Ray Theater, only in Little Rock.
Why put another crossover on a road already filled with them? Why give it headlights like jewels, a body that feels sculpted? Why give it an interior where even the dash is cut and sewn by hand? It's simple. You can build a car or you can build a Cadillac.
Join us for Spring's Best. Purchase the 0% financing. Visit your Central Arkansas Cadillac dealers for this attractive offer.
Stay out front with Tempur-Pedic. Our proprietary material automatically adjusts your weight, shape, and temperature, so you sleep deeply and wake up feeling powerful. Find your exclusive retailer at Tempur-Pedic.com.
Hey, I finally found the secret to catching fish. You want to know what it is? You gotta go. You can't catch them if you don't go. And you can't go unless you have something that can get you there. And the best place to get that right is right here at Smart Chevrolet Cadillac Buick GMC in Whitehall. Make the smart drive to Whitehall today. Hey, be sure and tell them the Wild Man sent you.
The Great Outdoors Sale at Family Leisure.
24-foot pools, $19.99 installed. Hundreds of in-stock patio sets, swing sets from $5.99. Unbeatable spa deals. Swim spa starting at $99.99. The Great Outdoors Sale going on now at Family Leisure.
Maestros lead with confidence, exactness, inspiration. At GMC, we're in tune with that degree of precision. Ladies and gentlemen, introducing the GMC Acadia. The next generation SUV has arrived. Get 16% below MSRP on select 2017 Acadia vehicles in stock. That's over $7,600 on this Acadia Denali. See your Arkansas Select Buick GMC dealer.
Let the Good Earth's award-winning team transfer your yard into an irresistible outdoor space. We offer a full range of landscape services, from design to installation, from lighting to mosquito misting, from seasonal color to maintenance. The Good Earth Garden Center, much more than just plants.
Fox 16 News is sponsored by National Park Medical Center in Hot Springs. You're watching Fox 16 News at 9. Covering Sherwood, Maumelle, Little Rock, and all of Central Arkansas.
I heard she was shot. I don't know.
A drive-by shooting in Little Rock leaves a daycare worker dead and parents fearing the worst. It happened just before 3 this afternoon on Park Lane. Police say 2 people were shot. The woman who ran the in-home daycare died. Fox 16's Caitlin Reardon joining us in the studio with the latest on this investigation. Caitlin.
Kevin, it's really hard to watch the raw emotion as family members and loved ones were finding out what happened, but we do feel it's important to show just how many people are affected by senseless shootings like this one.
Parents rush to pick up their children after bullets turn a home daycare on Park Lane into a crime scene.
Son's mom called me, told me something tragic happened at the daycare. I need to come get my son.
Chris Maxwell ran from work to pick up his baby after hearing his son's caretaker, 57-year-old Shirley Jackson, was shot during a drive-by.
My son's my whole life, man. She died? Oh my God, no!
It's something that I didn't want to be told.
Destiny Barton found her aunt unresponsive on the floor of her home just moments after the shooting happened. She says she performed CPR and called 911.
I thought she had passed out from being scared.
A house just down from Jackson's was also hit.
Our other individual that was shot in the leg, he was probably the one that was being targeted.
At the time of the shooting, all the children were on the floor for nap time. None of them were hurt. Police say Jackson was not an intended target.
These homicides in our city do affect a lot of people, and people are losing friends and losing loved ones that have nothing to do with this crime that's going on in our city.
I just wanted to stop. I see other people's family going through it, and I never wish it on my worst enemy.
Little information about the suspects, but police say witnesses told them a silver car was speeding away from the scene. No arrests have been made, and of course, if you know anything, give them a call. Jackson's death marks the 19th homicide in Little Rock this year. Kevin?
And think about this. I mean, as tragic as it is, but what are the odds that the kids at that in-home daycare were asleep, laying on the floor at the time of that shooting? What are the odds of that?
I mean, it's just, you can only thank God for that.
Yeah. All right. Boy, senseless shooting. Appreciate that. Thank you. Turning now to a Fox 16 update. A 17-year-old is dead while another is recovering after police say they were shot by a third teenager who told officers the two tried to rob them. The shooting happened Wednesday evening at the Midtown Park Apartments, where officers found a teen dead in a stairway. And police say a second victim went to a nearby hospital where he was treated for several gunshots. He's expected to survive. The third teen was interviewed by detectives and released. Following other breaking news out of western Arkansas, a body found in Polk County, and reports of two kids missing prompt the sheriff's office to begin a homicide investigation. 10-year-old Riley Scarborough and 2-year-old Aislinn Wester were reported missing on Wednesday. Their mother's body was found on Tuesday and positively identified today. Authorities say 43-year-old Bethany Wester was discovered dead in Buffalo Creek in an area just outside of Cove. Now, investigators say she is the mother of Riley and Aislinn, but both have not been seen or heard from since last week. The sheriff says several agencies are helping search for the missing kids to help bring them back home to worried family members.
Imagine what they're going through. That's why we're working so hard, because I have children. Mr. Morris has children. All of my guys have children. All of his guys have children. This is a parent's worst nightmare, a grandparent's worst nightmare, an aunt and uncle's worst nightmare.
Authorities are not saying whether they have developed a suspect or who the kids could possibly be with. They ask anyone who knows anything about the murder or the missing kids to immediately contact authorities.
Hey, I'm Suzanne Bruner, and I want to help you find a job or a new career opportunity. So coming up, I'll show you this week's available job listings on Fox 16 Job Alert.
And at the bus stop tomorrow morning, partly cloudy skies, temperatures in the 50s, so a little bit cool out there, but not as cool as this morning. A last look at your 7-day forecast coming up.
The Good Earth Garden Center is packed with quality materials, but the best part of us is you. We delight in connecting you with the right plants with the best solutions and some fun along the way. That's the Good Earth Great Experience.
Go to Fox16.com for more info on this great Arkansas professional.
At Gold Strike, we're waiting to take care of you.
With the best gaming.
We love watching you win.
We have the newest, hottest spots.
Plus a newly remodeled gaming floor.
Don't forget your M-Life card. So come on in and play. What are you waiting for?
Your MGM Resort.
Right here in Tunica.
More of the newest slots. More of the hottest table games. Gold Strike, voted best gaming in Tunica.
So if you're thinking about going anywhere else,
forget about it.
The savings place is Hank's.
Hank's is the only place you can get this great-looking sofa for only $3.88. Or this oversized 98-inch chenille sofa only $4.88.
And this beautiful designer-styled contemporary sofa, only $6.88.
And get interest-free financing.
The quality and savings place is Hank's. Fine furniture.
Fresh boneless pork loin for $1.47 a pound, and a dozen Kroger large eggs are 77 cents.
Dish was founded on innovation to cover the millions of Americans the cable companies wouldn't. Why? Because when we've gotten it right, it was when we were listening. Not to ourselves, but to our customers. And I'm here to spread the word. But I'm not a spokesman. Instead, I'm a spokeslistener. And I'm here to listen in an industry that doesn't. Why? Because at Dish, we're tuned in to you.
Hi, I'm Katie Bailey, Miss Arkansas 2007, inviting you to Welch Nissan in Pine Bluff,
Welch Nissan offers unbelievable deals on a huge selection of new and used vehicles. Like new 2017 Altima starting at only $18,399, brand new 2017 Rogue starting at $19,895, or new 2017 Maximus starting at just $26,899. Come see the Welch team today in Pine Bluff or online right now at welchnissan.com.
We're there when you need us. Fox 16, your breaking news leader. Fox 16 News at 9, covering Heber Springs, Stuttgart, Little Rock, and all of Central Arkansas.
Hard to believe, but 3 years ago tonight, on April 27, 2014, the town of Vilonia was wiped out by an EF4 tornado. The town of 4,000, just north of Little Rock, was flattened. It was the second time in 6 years a twister ripped through the small community. Tonight, Erica Hall shows us how Vilonia continues to rebuild and recover with the help from the University of Arkansas.
We all came out of our shelters, our safe places, to find friends and family injured, dead. The town completely destroyed.
An EF4 tornado like the one that hit the small town of Vilonia in 2014 can flatline a city and halt economic progress for years.
It's an opportunity for a community to rebuild. So for Vilonia, we chose to come back better and stronger.
But the small town has a limited budget, which is why a group of students at the University